Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Kyle. Kyle is from Canada. So, let's see what Kyle has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Perfect.
Great. I let my intrusive thoughts take effect last night at 1 a.m. I shaved, I shaved my beard and I'm not loving it.
How are you, Kyle?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, how's your morning going so far, your day?
Well, it's a lovely October afternoon. I ate a lot of food and I've talked with a lot of people and doing a few renovations upstairs in my house.
Wow.
So getting a little dirty.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
Oh, I'm definitely a night person.
Always been?
Oh, yeah. Like my whole life. Let's see. I just seem to wake up in the afternoon. I wake up in the morning, but I really wake up in the afternoon, and that's when you get me.
I see. So tell me where you're from, Kyle.
Well, I'm originally from British Columbia, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of up in the Peace Country, bit of a cowboy. But I also spent a lot of my life over in Hong Kong. So
Why is that? Why is that?
Dad's involved in the airlines, so we kind of had a place going back and forth. So I'm very familiar with jet lag, and I think that's why I'm a night person, because the best things happen in the dark. But now I'm out in Moncton, New Brunswick. If you hear a lot of cars go by, it's kind of a tourist-rich area. I'm right on the Bay of Fundy,
I
so
see.
no shortage of nature and lots of
Wow.
outdoors things to do.
Amazing. And how long have you been living there for?
I'm just going on 2 years now, so
Right.
kind of living my best life and dream out here. I went down to San Francisco when I was a kid and
Okay.
fell in love with the architecture and the houses and the people, of course. And when I saw this house, it's like an 1860s build. It was like love at first sight. So I've been restoring it slowly for the last 2 years and doing a bunch of other stuff.
And what's something about the house that got your attention?
Well, if anyone's a believer in the paranormal, there's a little bit of that going on in here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the location, just the way that it felt. It was like it's right when it just presents itself. It used to be an old general store, and it was quite dilapidated. I don't know how the people lived in it, but it's been a fun, challenging project for me.
Wow. To be honest with you, I just like the scenario behind you. You know what I mean? The red sofa behind the curtain downstairs, on the sides. I just like the whole thing. And that's you. I picked this picture behind is you.
That is me. There's two copies. This was last August. I had a good friend in Halifax take that for me.
Wow.
And a little bit about this chair. I brought it from BC. It's an old lounge or like club chair from the 70s.
Wow.
So at night, when I sit back and play guitar, have people over. We got another set right over there. You're sitting in one with me, okay?
Can't wait. Actually, I'm coming to Canada actually in 2 weeks' time.
Really? Which part?
But I think I'm quite far from you. I'm going to Montreal.
Okay, that's about 12 hours by car. Just a quick day trip. Maybe we'll meet up. I haven't actually spent any time in Montreal.
There we go. You know what? My best friend, he's French, and he's been living there for a few years now. And my godson is going to be 4 years old, so I'm gonna come for his birthday. Yeah, it's the first. I've been 3 times, but it's the first time now I'm gonna go for during this time of the year, autumn, and I can't wait to be there.
Sorry, back up there. How many times have you been?
I've been 3 times before.
Okay, well, maybe you can be my tour guide. Does
There you
that
go.
sound?
There you go. So you come to Montreal, and I give you a tour there. We both of us gonna be lost.
Right? We could be lost together.
Amazing. I like the idea. And tell me, what do you do for work, for living?
Well, that's a wonderful question. I have no idea right now. I used to be a brewmaster. Uh, Bros and beer, they go together. But
Okay.
I haven't done that. I haven't done that for the last year. Yeah, just over a year now. So uh, you tell me what would be good. What's the Kyle Buck good for?
You can just be yourself and be open. Whatever you're
Okay.
comfortable to talk about.
Uh, sure. I mean, like I've done a lot of sex work
Okay.
in the last year. Yeah, so kind of between that and the and getting this Airbnb running, that's kind of been my focus.
Right. Also, you are organized the house to be you work as a B&B.
Yeah, it's about 3,000 square feet. I've got three bedrooms upstairs, but it's just kind of what's on my mind right now because I've been doing it for so long.
Amazing. Okay. So I'm sure I'm gonna visit there one day. I'm gonna have a bedroom there.
Right? I got lots of beds.
Right. So during the journey, I'm gonna explore a little bit more about your life, about your point of views overall. Okay.
Sure.
Amazing. Kyle, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Oh my goodness, am I ever? There's a lot of fun stories that I've got locked away in here, so I'm
Amazing.
excited.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, full of random questions. I'm just gonna play a song now, just for us to relax a bit before the first question. Okay?
Sure.
Let's do it. Okay, Kyle. So during the game, if comes up a question that you don't want to talk about some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change. Okay.
Okay.
First question for you is: what is one movie you could watch over and over again?
One movie that I could watch over and over again would be Almost Heroes with Chris Farley in it, and I watch that one at least twice a year. It's kind of, have you heard of that movie?
No, what's about?
Oh, it's basically, it's a comedy and it's about I guess journeying across America and trying to discover the Pacific Ocean for the first time. So like the
Right.
Lewis and Clark era, and it's comical. It's really what real life is all about. So you don't know what you're going to expect, but it's always going to have a positive outlook and have some laughs along the way. So I can really relate with that movie. Highly recommended.
Right, and it's an old movie or something new?
It's an older movie. I'd say 90s,
Okay,
older. Not that that's that old, but
I see. Okay, next question. Hey, next question for you is: how would your best friend describe yourself?
how would my best friend describe myself? Bubbly, moody, alive, infectious,
Okay.
and a little bit domineering.
Tell me about it.
Well, I like to be in control, and if things aren't necessarily going my way, I'll let you know.
Saying that, saying that, when Kyle, when you think about yourself, when analyze yourself, what's the best part of being Kyle? What's the best part of being you?
Just that people, like, I can really relate with people when I'm myself, really. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm a little bit goofy. I don't know what's going on out there, like in the world. So when I go out and I really get to know people, kind of one-on-one, and it's infectious. So that's really the best part. I can do anything,
Wow.
and always have a good attitude about it.
Amazing. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, as you mentioned at the beginning of the interview about being a sex worker, yeah? So tell me your journey so far, how everything started.
Sure. Well, if we go back, it started because I got fired at my construction job for being gay. And I couldn't hang out with the guys, and I was off on Grindr, like constantly kind of meeting up with people. And it's something that I had presented to me. I didn't really go out searching for it. There's a thing called Rent Men that came up from one of my good, what do you call this? He's almost like a shaman, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my best lifelong friends. He really pushed me to come out of my shell, and like throughout my life, he's always been there for me. And he kind of presented that this was a thing, and the way that I was a year ago, because it's been over a year now that I've been doing it, versus now I've really learned to value myself in it, and I just will not say yes to anything. Like there was a time where I just would do anything.
I see. And also, do you platforms on social media where you can expose your work as well, or not?
I do, yeah, through Twitter especially, or X now.
Okay.
That seems to be kind of like I post on there and people go wild. I love it. Like, to be honest, it's a beautiful community that we can build that I don't see existing in the real world. Like there seems to be an online where people feel safe, and then there's a real world where people are all like quiet and kind of like rigid. So I prefer to engage like that I'm just like that in real life. So it's just me.
And do you collaborate as well with other guys?
If they want to. I'm in the middle of nowhere sometimes. Yeah, I've had a few guys like they come and then they're like, oh no, I don't really feel comfortable about having that. So like I'm open. I talk with a lot of guys in the US and really all over, and I'm more than willing to go and collaborate. I think it would be a great time, and I think that people would love it too.
I see. Okay. Next question for you is, what is something not many people know about you?
What's something that not many people... Well, that's a good question. I mean, like, you're just getting to know me, so you don't know anything about me, but I guess they don't know that I came out less than 2 years ago as a gay man, and I'm also a dad.
Wow.
So, yeah, so people don't know that. So boom, there you go. My son's going on 2 years, so this has been, everything's all happening at once. Okay.
Wow. So you came out less than 2 years ago, and you became a dad as well. That's very interesting.
I was gonna say, like, I did it in the best possible way. I did it on Father's Day. Yeah. I was like, Dad, I like men. And he's like, oh. Starts talking about politics. I'm like, okay. I guess another thing people don't really know is I've been working on a book about this, like what it really means to be in the moment and to be alive. Like that is just who I am. Because for the longest time, it felt like I was watching a movie. I don't know if anybody out there, like your audience, can relate with that, but for a lot of my life, okay, I'm just going through the motions, right? School, I tried to excel. Like I'm a pretty smart guy, I would hope, but not the smartest. And it just didn't seem like anything was working out. And I'm like taking charge of my own life, like being like, okay, I'm gonna do the things that I want to do, and I'm not gonna be pushed around anymore by life. Really, I'm gonna be like, no, this is the one shot that we get, so I'm gonna go all out.
Amazing. And tell me something, Kyle. As you came out not long ago, tell me, when was the moment that you realized, okay, it's time now. It's time for me to speak out, to express the way I am. Did something happen, or naturally you just felt like, okay, I'm just gonna come out now as my truly self?
I felt that I had enough independence too. Like I had moved across the country from BC. I left a job. I was going to work in a cannabis firm as a quality assurance person,
Mhm.
and the guys were just ridiculous. He's like, "You'll never be happy. What are you going to do with your life?" I'm like, "Just watch me." So I left, packed up my whole life, went across the country, bought this house, became a brewmaster, and then I felt like, okay, like I'm in a place where I just need to be honest, need to be honest with myself, and really go after what I want.
Amazing, amazing. And do you have siblings as well, or you are the only child?
I'm the middle child.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing. Next
two
question.
brothers.
Two brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Hey, Kyle from Canada. Next question is, what scares you the most about your future?
To be honest, nothing. Uh, that's I can relate this one with I got hit by a truck last September and it nearly took my life, but I'm fine. Nothing happened to me, but that shook me up. And I think that to get to this point, like I'm not worried about money. I'm not worried about what people think about me. Uh
Do you think nowadays you are living your best life?
well, it just keeps getting better every day. Like I wake up. I think the thing that stresses me out the most, like I'm a type 1 diabetic, so like health,
Mhm.
that's why I work out a lot. Eat good food, and I want to make sure that other people realize that like the choices that you take, as I take a nice big haul in this vape.
Oops.
Yeah, but like seriously, I don't want to be the guy that they're like, oh, he didn't take care of himself, and like just another statistic, really. So
You know,
if that would be like when I really think about that question, is like, okay, I'm doing everything that I can, so I really can't worry. Like to be honest, you could get in your car and somebody hits you. So
that, that's so true. You never know what things can happen. Never know.
right.
And I think when you appreciate that, when you know, when we are aware of those events, that life is just, things can change just like in a blink of eyes.
Yeah, so I want to be the best to my friends and then and the people that I can. It is very exhausting with all these messages coming in. I didn't know what it would be like, but like even today, just messages like coming in, and it can be frustrating. So I want to make sure that like okay, like whoa, I'll take a moment. It's frustrating and exhausting.
Hmm.
So like I'm very appreciative because like if it wasn't for the people, like if it isn't for people, we have nothing.
That's so true.
I think that's the only reason why I would travel. Like I've got a friend out in Montreal, and if we want to kind of actually want to connect, I like that is the most important thing to me.
Yeah, connect with people. It's magic. That's how I see.
There you go, and we're on the right show, William.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next question. Right. Before the next question, tell me what's the best part of being a dad?
Ooh, the best part of being a dad. It's really watching a little you. It's like what's that movie? It's like Austin Powers, the mini me. Right? Watching I got my mini me. They're super impressionable. And they've got their own personality like developing right in front of your eyes. So that's the best part, is that he's his own person, and I get to watch it unfold, just like you're you. And like everyone has their own sense of identity, and to go from nothing and see that develop, it's crazy.
Wow. And it was something that you planned, or it just happened?
It was my birthday. It was my birthday 3 years ago. And so it was a good time that it happened. No regrets.
Okay. Next question for you is, if you could have been a moment or event, in history, which one that would be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, these pyramids are really bugging me. I want to go see, I want to see why the pyramids were built.
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I allowed to come back? Do we get to come back to today?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay. So, like, my theory behind the pyramids is that they're either a giant casino, because like, what more do people want? Like, when you got food and shelter, we got a nice big. I'm just playing.
I know.
Right. So
do you like to be there when they were building the pyramids?
Yeah, kind of. I would love to know. I was like, we got the Joe Rogan show. Everyone's talking about like why were the pyramids built? Like what's the technology? It would be nice to just, no more arguing over this. Okay, Kyle Buck was there. He says that they were there for building a giant casino.
Next question. Right. Next question is, which bad habits you wish you could stop?
Which bad habit that I wish I could stop? Oh man, it's definitely nicotine. It's definitely nicotine. But I want to live in a world that we don't have to have any regrets on those things. Like, imagine sitting back on a Pan American airline flight, just having a good time, no regrets.
When I was checking your profile, I could see that you post some videos in nature. You always been connected with nature.
My whole life, yeah. Like, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. So, yeah, when I was younger, like, we had a Hope Mountain school. We spent a lot of time outdoors. Out in Hong Kong, I went to a private school, and the kind of learning that we had, we were on the beach, we were at the Buddha, we had a lot of sports. So all of my memories that I have, they're all about playing, like, not only just playing, like childlike playing, but outside.
I see. Wow.
So I feel most alive there.
Amazing. Okay, I have 3 questions left. Caio, let's do it. Do you like dancing?
I love dancing. I can tell you're a good dancer.
What's your move? There we go. Before the next question, tell me a little bit about your tattoos. Which one is the very first one you had, and which one is the latest?
Sure. Well, my first one, I was 19 years old, and I got it with some buddies in college from a guy we found on Craigslist. God, I miss Craigslist. Anyways, it's the cross tattoo right here on my chest. I drew it up. At the time, what was I thinking? What was I thinking, really? I think that I wanted to symbolize kind of like survival and lifting out. Like, I think it had a lot to do with like overcoming health obstacles.
Right.
So why did I choose the Celtic cross? Well, it's got like family heritage meaning. I'm like part Eastern European, Scandinavian, and Irish, Scottish mix. So
right.
I like to think when I got the big beard on, I feel like a Viking. So hence why, as I kind of progress through, I've got a nature theme going on. I'm really loving this. The guy out here in Moncton, it's got, he's just an amazing artist. So I keep going back. I've got many more coming, because I think like the color, it's eye-catching and it's expressive to me.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
I guess like we could talk a bit more. I got a giant axe going up the side. That would hurt because I like going out in the like I'm a bit of a woodsman. So
I
like
see.
I felt like it was like a warrior symbol, and I got the Viking helmet on the back with like kind of. I know they're not necessarily traditional, but I got the horns coming out. And yeah, so it's kind of like a warrior nature theme going on.
I see. Okay. Next question for you is, what 3 things do you want to be remembered for?
What 3 things do I want to be remembered for?
Yep.
That's a good question. You stumped me on that one.
Good.
Yeah, here three things that I want to be remembered for. Well, I don't want to be forgettable, so I want to be remembered for being Kyle Buck for sure. I want people to remember the feeling that I gave them, like whether they get turned on by me or if they think I'm goofy. Like I want the memory of me to be a positive one rather than something that pulls people down.
Right.
I guess, and the last thing, like what do I want people to remember me for? I guess like if that I gave it my all, and that this is what it means to be alive. I think more people should give it a try. Like they're stuck with their 9 to 5 job, and they always are wondering like what's retirement, this, that. I'm like, no, it's literally right now. Like when I wake up, this is the life. I don't want to be wondering, and I want to impose, like I want other people to give that a try. I failed so many times, so like it won't stop me.
In this position where we are sitting right now, I can see you perfectly. We're in the right position right now for the interview.
Okay, perfect.
2 questions left. Let's do it. Great. You can always join me.
Right? I feel it. We're matching.
Before the next question, tell me how was for you growing up as a gay boy, even before you came out, not long ago. Tell me, when did you realize that you were a gay guy?
Sure. Definitely, I was at a camp. I was 11 years old, and I just saw it wasn't necessarily the guy that I was seeing. It was the representation of that masculinity. I knew that energy I was attracted to. And so like we kind of live in our own heads, like nobody knows what's going on, and unless you're going to speak about it, right? So for the longest time, I would just suppress and keep to myself and focus on work and things. So if we go back, like reword that question, because I'll give you a good answer here about what it was like.
Yeah, for you,
if there's anybody that's watching and they're kind of on the fence, maybe they can relate and go like, oh no, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna do it, because there's nothing to be afraid of.
Absolutely. I think as you mentioned about growing up as a gay boy, I think some of us, all of us, we have experiences. We don't know what's happening. It is not, you know what I mean? It's against the society somehow. You don't know how to deal with. You don't have much information. You don't have like someone to come to you, sit down with you and explain everything. So I think all of us, we go through those misunderstanding thing that I remember even myself. I remember when I started having feelings for men. I was playing volleyball for years, and as a teenager I was traveling a lot, and I remember like sharing showers with the other boys as well. And I remember look at them, and I could feel those butterflies. Like I was 12 years old and I was feeling those butterflies, and I could understand. And I was like, my goodness, why I'm feeling this way? I was asking those questions, and I thought and at the same time I was feeling guilty, because for me I thought it was wrong. You know what I mean?
Do you still get those? Do you still get those butterflies?
Absolutely, absolutely,
There you
big
go.
time.
Yeah. So there's more. It's more than just like a physical attraction. There's something about it. You like. I think you can call it love.
Yeah,
Like, and so yeah, you touched on a lot of points there that they're like times have changed, but it also doesn't feel like it. Like to be honest, like you see all this stuff going on social media and whatnot, but and these parties and things, but there's still like everyone's on their own journey, and like how do you get to a point where you feel comfortable enough? Like if I could go back, I would have come out a lot sooner because
yeah,
everything's a lot better now. I don't live in this state of misery, like as a miserable person.
hmm,
And nobody wants to be around that. Like when somebody's miserable, that just pushes people away.
absolutely. But yeah, I think everything, happened in the right time. You know what I mean? When you analyze properly, again, I wish as well I could. But when I think about, I think, it's everything happened in the right moments, and you just need to appreciate and, just live the way things are.
There you go.
Okay.
And I think the final thing that I could say is like along the way, I've heard a lot of people. I heard a lot of people because I wasn't ready. I was the biggest thing was a liar. Like I kept lying to myself and lying to other people, and so I would engage in these things. And I think there's a lot of that behavior on Grinder of people doing that stuff. Like they're hiding their face, whatever. Like I get it. They're trying to protect their job and
Yeah.
stuff. But at this point, I put myself so much out there that like there's no going back now for me.
What's Grinder, by the way?
You don't know what Grinder is?
I'm
Are you
joking.
serious?
I'm joking.
Okay, so this is like it's an app. It's an app for like for gay like well.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Of course, I know very
I
well.
was gonna say, I was like, are you serious? You got me, man.
Next question for you is: who was your first crush and why?
My first crush is a guy. Well, in high school, and I'll just call him Brandon. And I think it was the fact that he noticed me.
Hmm.
He noticed things about like what I was doing, and he would take the time. And he was gorgeous. Like all of these things kind of coming together. I never did anything about it. So damn, Brandon, if you hear this,
It's still time. It's still time now.
right? And there'd
For
be a city. Okay, this is how deep it got. It's like years later. There's a street in Victoria, BC, where I was doing my degree, and uh, it had his last name on the street, and I was like, oh man, like I wonder where that guy is. But yeah, I don't know if he had a crush on me, but I, I was just horrible at those kind of things back then. So
you just don't think. I think it's just meant to be the way it was. You're learning yourself. You're discovering yourself. I think those things just happen. All of us go through that.
right, it's a learning process,
Yeah, every day, even now, it's still,
right?
and forever is going to be. Ready for the last question?
Absolutely. Drum roll, please.
Ooh, last one. Before the last question, tell me what's the biggest joy of working with sex? Yeah, and oh, I can see something moving there in your body. Actually, I saw your video. I saw your video when you were moving your chest like in different directions. I saw it. I saw
Oh,
it.
that story just the other morning.
Yes, I saw. I think you post something that you're driving and you could see, you're kind of playing a bit with your chest while you're driving and
I've
talking.
been
So
doing it. Like I was a lifeguard, and I would stand there like unconsciously like sitting there going like this, and they're like, "Stop it." I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it. It's just a thing to do. Like,
So before the last one, tell me, what's the biggest joy of working, being a sex worker, and the flip side, what do you find most challenging?
okay. So we can start with the challenging part is that you don't know if you're walking into a situation that like where this person's mind's at. Okay, I've had that. I've had that where I've walked into like I vet or I have questions that I ask, and I'm going off of my intuition. Okay, so the biggest challenge is that like safety. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you protect yourself? So I'm thinking about all these things as I walk in. But on the flip side, it's like living a fantasy. So it's incredible. I like honestly, uh you're you're hitting the most fundamental thing of being alive when you're doing this kind of work. Like it's a very uh like energy charged, emotionally driven
Mm-hmm.
experience. Okay. And so some people are that I've worked with, they're unsure about how they feel, and it's kind of like a process of letting them unleash. And
I
some people,
see.
they really know what they want. And to be honest, when I earlier in one of the questions when you were saying like what how would your friends describe you, well, I am hard-headed, so when somebody's like butting heads with me, it doesn't go well. Like if if you demand something from me, I don't like that.
You like to be
Just
in charge. You like to be in charge.
yeah, but like it's a give and take. I know
I
what
know.
it's like. Like I'll describe myself as like versatile, but like you gotta kind of warm me up to it. Like
I
I'm
see.
not just you're not just gonna like throw me down and like treat me like a piece of garbage. Like some guys like that, and
I
you know
see.
what? Like sometimes I'll be honest, I like doing that to some guys too.
All right. The message is out there.
Say that again.
I said the message is out there.
There we go.
Last question for you is, what does success mean to you?
What does success mean to me? Uh, well, success is knowing that if you died today, like you gave it your all.
Mm-hmm.
So I would describe myself as a successful person because like although I don't have the fanciest of like material doesn't really do anything for me. Like it's nice and I've lived that and I've lived with nothing. So if you
Mm-hmm.
can't be happy with nothing, then you're not going to be happier like with anything. And what I mean by that is like when somebody's speaking with me and they're like, "Well, why are you here? Why are you doing this?" And I sit there and like I hear it. Well, the money. And I'm like, "Okay, so is it inherently the money that's going to make you happy, or somebody tells me they do it because they're passionate about it?" That really that turns it just turns me on. There's something about when somebody just is honest with you why they're doing something,
Mm-hmm.
okay, versus like there's a time and a place for complaining, but like if that's their personality, again, it's not attractive. So when I go to bed at the end of the day, I gave it my all. Like I know that like some days I can't do much,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's okay.
Yeah,
And so I think you or anybody out there, like we get those down days and it's
totally.
like yeah, it's like what the heck am I doing wrong? And then I realized like whoa, nothing, just eat some food, go lift some stuff and like recalibrate. So
Yeah.
so find
Those,
that like, go ahead.
No, sorry, I will say no, those days are very necessary. I think those down days, they are so important because they're when you ask yourself, and it's a powerful place to be. You know what I mean? Because from there's always a positive thing coming out of those down days. So they are necessary.
Right? And I think like if you look out in the world, and it's always been like this, there's always been things to pull you down, and oh, like this is getting more expensive, or like there's a war going on over here, but it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Okay? So why not enjoy like we're supposed to?
Absolutely.
Like that's fundamentally it. Like somebody told me this out here in Moncton. It's been a very spiritual awakening for myself out here. I wouldn't necessarily describe myself as like spiritual, but I can't help but there's no denying that a lot of strange things have been going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's like, just get out of your own way. Okay, so if somebody feels like there's like an obstacle blocking you, and you can't just keep chugging at it, okay, maybe that's not the way. Try this over here. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying this over here, and it's going pretty good.
Being spiritual is a very personal thing. That's how I believe as well.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Rich.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Again, rich.
Sex.
Euphoric.
Huh?
Euphoric.
Ooh. Love.
Challenging.
Can be. Politics.
Wigs.
Religion.
Rigid.
Fear.
Doubt.
Okay. Friendship.
Cherish.
Desire.
Empty.
Regret.
None.
Success.
Today.
I like that. Wish.
What goes through my mind is a Little Mermaid, or like some like Wish Upon a Star. Disney. That's what I was looking for.
And one word for Disney.
One word for Disney?
Yeah.
Why does clown go through my head? Sorry, Disney.
Happiness.
I don't have one for that. What do you tell me?
Okay, good. Happiness, I would say
in one word, quick, just boom.
Okay, life.
Life?
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, feeling. That's it.
Okay. We are feeling life together, yeah?
There you go.
And the last one now, Canada, one word.
Big.
Massive, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's like this big.
Really? Let's pretend now. I'm going to. Wow, I want to see now. I want to see now. I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. I am joking. I'm not joking.
You want me to say that?
I'm joking. I'm just teasing you now.
Joking. Okay.
Oh, you're not joking. Good. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, what is the most beautiful thing about Kyle, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What your best friend would say?
My best friend would say that I help people feel alive. And something that I could work on would be not like I can get quite eruptive. So like working on my control, he would say that like uh, it's just Kyle.
It's just Kyle.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's play now, Kyle and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let me see your moves now. Beautiful, beautiful.
Give a little spin there too, hey? Hey?
Right. You can ask me a question now, Kyle.
Okay. And not related to the show, but what does being alive mean to you?
I love the question. I love the question, and I have the answer straight away for you. Being alive for me, it's the fact that you can wake up every single morning knowing that you're gonna have a day where you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna learn lessons, you're gonna connect with people, you're gonna learn things in life that just life can teach. Let's say gifts that everyone has. I see as opportunity. I think all of us sometimes we take as granted, including myself. But I think living life it's about opportunity for you to grow, to be a better person, to understand things, to be vulnerable, you know what I mean? To be happy, to be sad, to be melancholic. Doesn't matter. All those feelings that come up to you, I think it's about living life. Is for you to understand that.
I can tell you've had a rich life so far. Just from your answer there, because what I get out of that is that you cherish the feelings.
Yeah.
When I listen to music, or we can say, I'll ask you this, like when you're listening to music, it's making you feel something, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My star sign is Scorpio. Scorpio, we are very intense, yeah. And also for example, if I like someone or something, you're gonna see it, because the way I express myself, I'm very touching, I'm very expressive. I love people who knows me very well, my close friends. They go like, they know me, like, when I arrive somewhere, for example, if I like you, trust me, you're gonna see it, you're gonna feel it. There is something that like the music. I'm listening to music, I feel the music, as you said, I feel it. And it's about, for me, it's when I say a rich life, it's about appreciate everything in life. I think for me it's appreciation, with the Holocauster, as you're talking before about up and down. Yeah, that's how I see life. But I think life is a gift that, you just need to live life. You appreciate every moment, because that's, for me, is living life. Appreciation of every moment.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for making me think out of, you know what I mean, of my way. I love questions like that. Amazing. Kyle,
okay, well,
did you have a good time?
Any last thoughts for me? Thanks for opening me up here. I rarely get an opportunity to speak about, like, you know how these platforms are. Like I'm sitting there, they only know one thing about me, and that's fine. Okay, yeah. So any last things before I head back upstairs and get all sweaty?
Can you take me with you?
Well, come on, I could use some help. I could think of 1,000 things that we could do right now.
Oh my God. Did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, I loved it.
And
thank you so much, William.
No, thank you, Kyle, for being so open, for being yourself, to bring your energy to the show. I think you are very spontaneous, and I like that. You are real. I like that. I like people, when they are literally expressing the way you are. So thanks so much for taking the time. I know you are a busy man, and you took the time for the interview. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
We'll go for a little walk here. Whew, I need to stand up. Well, I tell myself these things. I possess an imagination. So that's what I live by.
I like that. Wow. Thanks for giving a little tour to your home. Thank you.
Right. We're down in the mess. I've been living in such a mess for the last like 6 months. It's crazy. So I don't even care. You can have a look.
Amazing, amazing. You're getting there. Beautiful, beautiful. Caio, thanks so much, and you keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure to connect with you. Okay, keep in touch.
Great. Thanks so much, William. Okay, enjoy.
Take care, okay?
So.
Have a good day. Keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.